This is Wheel of Time Mud podcast episode number 8. I'm your host, Vivian. Welcome to WoTmudcast. Today it's 12 o'clock in the morning on the 21st day of the month of Magdal, year 1001. According to legend and prophecy, this is the Zunth turn of the wheel. The most recent logins are Melisande, sitter for the Green Aja of the White Tower, and Troika the Myrdral. How's that for juxtaposition? Way down near the attic spot, and I say near because right now I'm sorta in the attic spot because I've been here all day. Anyway, down in the attic spot is Flarn, warder of the White Tower. For those of you with us for the first time and wondering just what you may have gotten yourself into, the Wheel of Time Mud, or WoTmud, is an online text game based on the Wheel of Time series by the late, great Robert Jordan and finished by Brandon Sanderson after Mr. Jordan's death. We are the only Wheel of Time game with a written permission to operate signed personally by Robert Jordan, and we're in our 20th year of operation. You can find us at www.wotmud.org. That's www.wotmud.org, or using your favorite mud client or even Telnet, you can come find us at www.wotmud.org, port 2222. Come play with us. Well, the Newbie Helper Contest results are in. Congratulations to Hiroko, an accepted of the White Tower, for receiving the most votes from newbies, and to Ware, the captain commander of the Shinaran Lancers, who received the second highest vote count. There were many others voted for, and we appreciate and congratulate everyone for putting forth the extra effort to welcome new people to the Wheel of Time Mud. Speaking of new people, some not-so-new people have been making returns to our world. We're really excited to welcome back what we're calling the new Oldbies, on characters that haven't been seen in years, one of them since 2003. Now, if you didn't see Kari do a drive-by drop-in a few days ago, you missed out on all the old-school Gleeman fun. All you Oldbie players who are lurking out there, come on back in, the water's just fine. Speaking of playing, I want to remind everyone that we Immortals, we play too. From builders to watchers to staff and all points in between, we not only put our time into making the environment, but we also like to play in it. Now, some of us you know on some of our alts, but we also have plenty of others that we've managed to keep a secret. Now, if you think you know who one of us is on Mortal, please, please, please show us the courtesy of letting us actually play. We'd like it a lot if you didn't send us tells asking things about the game or asking us to get on our IM to do something for you. See, we not only need to play so we can keep a live pulse on the game, but also so that we can blow off some steam and enjoy what we've created. We get energized when we play the game. We see things that could be improved or that need to be changed, and we get ideas for live quests or even new smobs. It pays off for you to just let us be, just let us play. On that note, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the guys I think of as my gaming crew. These are the people that I play with over and over and over again. That'd be Tony, Doug, Casey, William, Mark, all the rest of you guys. You let me play my characters. You're not afraid to PK with me or against me. You know me, you let me chill out. You pull me away from the ledge when I think I'm really ready to step over it. You don't ask me for favors as admin, and when I'm on Mortal, you make sure I'm not being, Vivian. You help me breathe, and you give me a gift every single day that you let me play with you. And don't think I don't know it. Much, much, much love to you all. This week we have lots of new things going on and plenty of action to keep you entertained. First, we have seen the first bubbles of evil begin to coalesce around the world. From Falme to Camelin, from Tyr to Mayene, from Kandor to the Great Keep, the Great Lord of the Dark, or if you prefer, the Dark One, is stretching forth his hand. Beware, because more is coming. This actually heralds the return of Jack of the Shadows, who could be dancing with you any day now. We're also doing a small bit of redesign in the Emond's Field area and the surrounding villages and towns and areas. We're introducing new creatures and mobs that should provide you with more challenges and bigger interplay. Some smaller smobs are being improved, some new little adventures are being added, and we have several new high-level smobs that are close to being released. I'm talking really close, like any day now released. They're being built by one of the newer members of our Immortal crew, and I've got to tell you, I cannot wait to play this next mob. I'm actually keeping out of it and letting somebody else do the supervision and the testing on it so that I can actually play it without any spoilers myself. And you know that e-gown for males that you've been asking for? It's coming! And there's a new set of mid-B combo on the horizon as well, so come on in and get some. After WoTmudcast8 was released, someone asked me, "Hey Viv, what's your favorite place on the mud?" That's a really hard question for me to answer because after so many years I've either written or rewritten a good half of the mud. When I'm writing what we call filler areas especially, I'm drawing from personal experiences like places I've been, people I've been with. I actually put a lot of my heart and a little bit of my soul into everything I write for you to enjoy. And my favorites come and go, but I'll share some of them with you that come to mind right now. First of all, for one that you can only catch once a year for a very limited time, you will need to do Jack of the Shadows. The whole environment is a tribute to one of my favorite songs of all time, but the truly special part can be found with the two waltzing ghosts. One ghost is me, and the other ghost is somebody very near and dear to my heart. On the coastline between Ilion and Tyr, which the team built in 2005, there's an entire stretch of sandy beach that is absolutely positively mine. Earlier that year, I had taken a vacation down to La Bufadora in Mexico, which is one of the 3 blowholes in the entire world. I was so taken by the promontory there, the sound of the seagulls, the crash of the waves, the roaring pressure as the sea built up and up and up until it exploded through the natural rock formation. I just had to share it with you all when we were making the Ilion coastline. When you are atop the blowhole, if you wait a bit, you'll see a little recreation of what I saw and experienced on my vacation. Truth be told, sometimes I just go sit in this room and do a little bit of side work while I watch it come alive around me. Then there's Mayene. Oh, Mayene, I love you so. I love you, I love you, I love you. Mayene was one of those half-finished and abandoned city zones when I took it on. We have a lot of information from the books to flesh out Mayene, but I really wanted to put in something beautiful and personal there. The serene park in Mayene is actually a setting from a park in Redlands, California, right down to the weeping willow and the extra little things I put in there. When I was a kid, that tree was the perfect place to hang out, throw a line in the water, and see if a fish bit on it. And I'll confess, I had my first real kiss under that weeping willow, and to this day it still stands in the real park. The next time you're in Mayene, take a moment to visit the weeping willow tree. Take several good looks around. There are secrets there. Joffrey's Tower is also a real place, from the now abandoned site of the Virginia Renaissance Festival. And while the site itself is perfectly lovely, it's actually Joffrey that I created to remind me of an absolutely perfect man in absolutely perfect leathers with an absolutely perfect smile and an absolutely, oh man, what an arm. Ever see a jouster take the field? When the man that Joffrey is a recreation of took the lists for the last time before retirement, it was a breathtaking experience. When he sat his horse, when he lined up to tilt, you could see that this was a man who was born several centuries way too late. When he was victorious, and he was more often than not, he was honorable about it. Sure, he played to the crowd, but he was quick to be chivalrous both on and off the field. Whenever the queen and her court were on progress and they stopped by the lists, he was her champion. Real-life Joffrey went to retirement and now teaches jousting as a real sport, but he's in the game forever serving his queen, in this case, Morgase Tricand of Andor. The final share that I'll leave you with is also located in Andor, and it's actually one of the most emotional places I can think of on the entire Mud, at least for me. One room south of the throne room, in the entrance hall, check out the portraits there. This is the memorial to one of my friends and one of our fellow players, Ian Chesnick. Ian was a huge guy, an absolute gentle giant, and he loved life so much. I only got to see him in person once a year for a couple of days for a couple of years straight when we would go back east to the Maryland Renaissance Festival. But we packed in as much fun as we could. To put it into perspective, I'm 5'5" on a good day in heels and about 125 pounds. Ian was tall. Ian was very, very tall and very big and so very strong. He was literally the mountain that does not move. So many times I would take a flying leap straight at him and he'd catch me like it was nothing, and he'd give a little toss up to get me even higher like I weighed absolutely nothing, and we'd laugh and laugh and laugh. When Ian was on his Lion Warden, he was fiercely protective of everything within Andor. There was no call he wouldn't answer. So when we lost Ian in 2009, I refused to let him go. I had to keep a part of him alive for us, so go see how I did it. This wraps up this episode of WoTmudcast. WoTmudcast is written and produced by yours truly with a little help from the future Fade. This episode's music has been from the Wheel of Time first-person shooter-style game put out by Legend in 1998 because, well, it just felt right to stick with our roots. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion, feel free to email me at vivian.watt@gmail.com. That's Vivian, VIVIAN.WOT@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see each other in the game. Now, as promised, Ryle, this is for you. How many Aes Sedai does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but she makes 10 other people think that they wanted to do it for her in the first place. There you go, Ryle. Now we're even.